doing little updates today. I was looking for a better song, but that's alright, might fit. Okay, I just went to see my friend Don, but he was in the lab and I didn't get to see him, or getting a procedure done. So, I took a little ride. I like this spot. This is the corner where, it's the house I always liked there. But I passed up a lot of signs for, they're doing the election for the district attorney right now, the one who's gonna maybe face criminal charges. And so you got signs all over Corpus Christi, re-elect Mark Skirka, district attorney, qualified, experienced, and all those signs were all over the city. And he was in court this week, they're testifying to crimes. And I just wanted you to get a little sense. This is not the first time. The case that I talked about with they got those two gang kids, and I think they got the wrong kids. But even in that case, in the media, in the news and the TV, it came out that one of the kids stood up in court, said they want me to frame the other guy. This came out. And Hannah Overton, I think she was just going to be on Dr. Phil, like this week or something. Her case, Hannah was a Christian lady who her son, Andrew Bird, who's a foster child they were going to adopt. Well, that boy died under her care, and it was a famous case. It got a lot of media attention. Even in that case, they withheld evidence that the boy who died also had the disease pica, which was an eating disorder. And they convicted Hannah, saying she poisoned him with Cajun seasoning, and out of a punishment, she made him drink the Cajun seasoning. But they held that evidence. And there was a doctor in that case who they were using him, and they said, they kind of lied about his testimony, and he had to come out publicly and say, no, this has been going on for years. And I could give you, and this all comes out in the media. People say, no, they wanted me to lie, they wanted me to, and they admit it. If you want people to come to Corpus Christi, and you want that's why I think it's a joke when they did that whole article about how they're doing such a good job on crime and all. I mentioned in the last video before this one, how the cops came to my house the other night, innocently. There was a drive-by shooting in my neighborhood. Look, I live in a nice neighborhood, okay? I'm right off the water. It's a nice neighborhood. My house might be worth about $130,000, but for this town, that's nice. And that wasn't the only crime in that neighborhood within the last few days. They had also a break-in. They kicked the front door in another house. There's 2 or 3. You got very nice neighborhoods in Corpus Christi where they do drive-bys. I used to have friends when I was working at the fire department in Kingsville, and they said they would never move to Corpus Christi because of all the crime. Are you bad-mouthing your town, John? No, I speak blessing on Corpus Christi. But this has been going on for so long. Even, I just shared cases, and right now in our newspaper, in our media, you have the district attorney admitting to crimes. Those are crimes. You tell you make a medical opinion, you tell him to change in so many words, and then you play it off like he had a wavering opinion. He wavered because you pressured him. So if you want the city to be blessed, my suggestion is you don't keep covering all that up. And I don't know why Channel 6 is basically making it sound like the problem is with wavering opinions of medical examiners. That's not what it is. You just watch it. The Kohler Times is doing correct on this. Channel 6 News, they might have some association with the district attorney. They might have family members. See, corruption is when you have people in politics and judges who know each other, and they're the ones at the end that make the rulings. And so their friends, their family associates, or if you have a corrupt department, when I talked about, I'm going to post along with these little videos, I'm going to post how those cops in Chicago They destroyed all their cameras in their cars, ripping microphones out, case after case after case after case. It takes months for them. Why they did that's all illegal. It was so common. And yet they tried to, in the shooting of Laquan McDonald in Chicago, the case that's now infamous, they tried to say, oh, there was nothing wrong with our audio cameras. And then they came out, they've been doing it for years and years and years. When you have entrenched corruption, whether it's in the prosecutor's office, district attorney, cops committing crimes openly, publicly, years, when you have that and you want the city to be sparkling, to live up to its name of the body of Christ, then justice is part of that. And I'm just mad seeing all these signs, re-elect Skirka, re-elect, you sent Hannah Overton, you were going to retry her, and you found her guilty. This is a Christian missionary lady who the son died in her care. They withheld evidence on that case. And they sent her life, I think, without parole. That case made it, and she finally got out because it had to go all the way to the top courts, and they realized, you guys are down there criminals. That's why she got out. And he vowed, District Attorney Skirka vowed, I'm going to retry her. And then they had to drop it. If you want justice, you don't manipulate the system. You don't have active criminals in the police department, openly, publicly, actively intimidating witnesses. John, are you afraid they're going to shoot you? Well, they probably couldn't hit me in the head from 10 feet away. So make sure it's a headshot if you're going to try and shoot me. It's not the first time I said that to others. So that's why I was upset seeing all those signs. All right? You got a lot of videos today. You got a couple of songs. God bless.